Hey y'all, this is Adenike, and I just wanted to share another one of my stories about my stories, and just give you a background on some of the stuff that goes on behind the scenes of writing, in the midst of writing. So one of my promo videos for Vampire Whore shows where the I'm talking on the porch to two men, and the statement says the FBI showed up at my house for for some questions. That is very true. That actually happened. The FBI showed up at my house. The crazy part isn't that they showed up at my house. The crazy part is they called me first, and I was in a meeting for my job, and they called me, and they were asking me questions about my kids. And I don't play about my kids, and I don't care who they are. I didn't know it was FBI. I told him, I said, I'm not going to talk to you over the phone. He was like, well, I can just give you my badge number, and you can run it to confirm. I said, well, how am I going to run your badge? I don't have a badge running device. I don't know who you are. I'm not talking to you about my kids. He was like, well, do you have time for me to show up at your house? And here I go thinking, oh, he's scamming me. He not coming to my house. He not gonna come. I said, yeah, pull up at my house, and we can talk about my kids. So, then I thought about it. I said, what if this is a scam? And what if he really do show up at my house and it's bad? It could be bad. So now I'm frantic because now I done talked too much mess. So my husband's in the back, and I go to him crying, babe, somebody about to come to the house. I think I need to call the police. And he's like, what did you do? So I'm crying and telling him what happened. And he's like, oh, man. So we trying to figure it out because I done barked too loud. And I was like, well, what am I going to do? I don't know what we're going to do because I might have wrote a check I can't cash. So I end up thinking, okay, I'm a pull their bluff. So I call the FBI. I call the FBI. I got the local number. I call the FBI, and I call them and I say, hey, I got two people saying they on their way to my house to talk to me about my kids, and they say they're FBI, but I don't know if they're FBI, and I'm gonna need somebody to show up to cover my back. And they're trying to get all the information from me, and when I say a big black Suburban pulled up like the president was in the back. It was tinted windows, long big black Suburban, and two big white men get out. Like they had the sunglasses on and everything, and I was like, oh my God. So I'm on the phone with, the FBI, and husband in the back. I'm like, babe, they here, they just showed up. So he come up to the door looking like a grown man, and he's standing on the porch with me, and he's like, yes, is this Adenike? You Adenike? And I'm like, yes. And so I said, say what you need to say, because I got the FBI on the phone right now. And he was like, oh, you do? Let me talk to him. So he proceeds to give them his badge number and everything, and they were talking like they old friends. And I was like, oh God, it is the FBI, and it hit me. The FBI is calling about my children, so now I'm scared, because what did my kids do, or are my kids okay? So, he explained everything to me, and it turned out to be not a false alarm, but they were just checking in on some things that was happening in the area. And mind you, I live in a really, a pretty nice, calm neighborhood. So I was like, oh my God. So after it was all said and done, and he had tied up everything, he turns to me as he's walking down. Now, this is a tall, big, tall, strapping white man. And he goes, did you write Vampire Whore? And I just was like, oh my God. And he cackled like a little schoolgirl on the playground, and he just made me laugh so hard that the FBI had looked me up and figured it out that, oh, this is who we dealing with. And then came to my door, talked to me, got everything he needed to do professionally out the way, and he could not resist. He could not resist to ask me, if I wrote vampire horror. And I just found that so entertaining and such a boost that you really are that interested. And I told him, I said, go ahead and get it, get a little copy for you and your friend, read it at night. And he just giggled, because I'm sure he probably already got his Kindle out and read it. And that's why he was asking, because vampire horror got some stuff in it. It's not what you think it is. It's more than what you think it is, but it's not just about being a vampire. But she be doing too much sometimes. But it's not about just being a vampire, but the way she get her blood it's pretty interesting. So, we laughed about that, and he went on about his merry little way, but my Ring camera was capturing it all, so I was able to use the footage as part of my promo videos for Vampire Horror 2, and I was just so happy about that. But almost to the year of me publishing Vampire Horror 2, the FBI was at my door asking about the vampire horror, and it just made me giggle too. So that's it. That's a little story behind vampire horror, and the things that happen behind the scenes when writing. Check it out and let me know what you think.